This is the Canon imagePRO 1100. I was about to say 1000. I've been waiting a week to get this. The box is completely destroyed. Apparently, everybody and their mama wanted to get this printer because I couldn't find it anywhere. I had to go to the Dell website in order to get this printer. A Canon printer was sold out on the Canon website. The math does not math. I have nothing else to say right now.
So originally, this entire video was going to be a bit of an unboxing as well as my first thoughts on the Canon imagePRO 1100.
Just found out that the print head is not installed. Didn't know that. Also, I got to do all this and the heat wave that's coming over the state is about to hit. I didn't realize all this. It's going to be a fun afternoon. Why is the print head not in the printer?
I wanted to joke and talk and discuss everything that I could possibly talk about in regards to everything that I went through in order to get everything set up. From the quite literally at times backbreaking labor that it took to actually set it up on my shelf and get it installed the way I wanted it to all of the sweat I had to wipe off my forehead because I decided to install the whole thing on a very hot afternoon where I completely forgot to turn my fans on like I usually do during one of the hottest parts of the month of June and the beginning of summer.
So this is the print ink for the printer. This is 12 cartridges for this printer. All 12 of these are $60 a piece. All of these are $60 a piece. I realized this very early in my journey to get this printer, but it's just now settling in. So I bought this entire industrial shelf earlier this year for this entire thing. This whole printer. I did expect it to be the entire length of the shelf with no room on the side for me to put a laptop. Laptop has to be down here. And I might have to raise this shelf here specifically. So, yeah. I have regrets.
But then I was reminded of the entire purpose of this little journey I set off on. Between researching the right brands for which printers and which options that I could possibly have purchased and actually ended up getting, setting up and installing the printer that I ended up buying, I got lost in the entire process. But the purpose of getting this printer was not lost in that process. In fact, it managed to grow exponentially stronger as the countdown to the day where I actually received the printer drew closer.
It's currently 3:07. I've been working on this for an hour and 35 minutes. I have regrets. It's making all the correct noises, I think. It's going. It says about 25 minutes. Whatever that means. I'm scared. None of these noises are in the Bible.
3 hours later.
Alright, so the print head has finally been installed and we did our first printing test for the actual printer itself. Very happy with how that came out, or at least I was until I started smudging the entire thing, so whatever. But this test means it is time to actually print. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my big boy paper that I spent $200 on. It's Red River paper, so it should be very nice, fancy, and expensive. Did I mention that it's expensive?
And what is that oh so mysterious purpose that I have been alluding to for the past couple of sentences? Well, it's simple. The gift of photography. I remember watching a video by Peter McKinnon back in 2021, or it might have been 2022, I'm not sure, where he specifically made a video about the gift of photography. He went on for half the video just talking about how important it is to share your gifts with other people. In this case, the gift of photography is something that could transcend more borders and break down more barriers than you could ever think of. Being able to capture a photo with a camera is nice and all, but there is a very particular feeling that you get when you actually feel, in the most literal sense of the word, the picture that you took. In this day and age, a lot of people are moving back to physical media in some way, shape, or form. Many people are buying vinyls again. More people are buying DVDs and Blu-rays just to keep them on their shelves to have something to look at, even if they don't actually play them. And even more people are participating in the fun pastime of Polaroid photography. People are actually taking more Polaroid pictures and buying Polaroid cameras to take more Polaroid pictures in such a way that the entire camera market has been tilted in the most ridiculous way possible. But that's where we come back around to the subject of this printer. I got it because I want to print big stuff, but I know I can print small stuff too. We'll get to that small stuff a little later.
So that was 5 minutes and 5 seconds or so. That's about right. Okay, cool.
About a week before I got this printer, I had a litany of ideas that I wanted to execute on as soon as I got it. Most of them were completely personal until I realized that I wanted to print out portraits of some of my friends and family. Sometimes I would do free photo shoots just to have fun with the art of photography, but there was always something missing. For a while, I never knew what it was, and now I can definitively say that it was because I wasn't able to physically give anyone anything. Not that doing the photography and taking pictures for free wasn't enough, but it always felt good to just hand somebody something at the end of a long day's work. As I think back on all the people that were in my life that I lost, some of whom quite literally could not remember certain things that happened in their life due to that familiar ailment known as dementia. I thought about the times where I was able to take some pictures of them and get them printed at Walgreens and give the family something to remember them by. At the time, it felt great to help preserve the memory of somebody. Anybody. Unfortunately, I didn't have my own printer back then, so I couldn't print out anything as consistently as I wanted to. Fortunately, all of that changes today, or changed a few days ago, or weeks ago, depending on how fast I can get this video out. The gift of photography is, at the end of the day, a beautiful thing. You'll never think about how many memories you can preserve or how many memories can come back to you when you take a look at a print on your wall or in your photo album, until it happens in that moment. It's all fun and games to back up a lifetime's worth of pictures on a 25 terabyte hard drive or some type of cloud storage facility to keep your memories safe and tight, but sometimes it's good to print those memories out and hang them on your wall. And if you use the right paper, those pictures could quite literally last a lifetime. With all that being said, thanks for watching me suffer with this not so little gift of mine. It's basically the size of a 5th grader. Hopefully, I'll be able to do a lot more prints this year and next year as I look into figuring out how I can actually get these shipped around the world or wherever, whenever the time comes. If you're still around, feel free to give this video a like, subscribe if you already haven't, and comment down below what picture you would have printed out and hung up on your wall. Be it a family member, favorite animal companion, or even your favorite video game character. Let me know. And with all that being said, I will check you all later.
All right, that one's about a minute shorter, but it was just a little longer. So I think because it did not have the extra space on the sides like the previous two, that's why it took maybe about a minute longer, about a minute shorter. Makes sense to me, but I have no idea. I'm still figuring this stuff out.